Every day, before my sister and I went to our kindergarten class, my mother would call us into the kitchen. She would kneel down and look us in the eye and say, "Remember, you're black girls, and on top of that, you're Mexican. You have to work 10 times as hard just to be on the same level." My mother knew what was in store for us before we can even comprehend the ideas of racism.
Ever since I was young, my dad would pick me up and we would put our faces side by side. I'd tell my mom we looked as identical as 2 drops of water. "Mami, mira, somos como una gota de agua." And she would laugh. I know now that that was just a joke, because me and my dad look so different. Not necessarily because of our features, but because of our skin color.
I'm not black enough to be black, and I'm too black to be Mexican. What the fuck am I? The Sistema de Castas fucks up my identity will, causing my cultural schizophrenia to hurtle me into confusion and loneliness. I have this aching need to fit in.
Growing up, I would walk around my community, and I can remember everyone staring at me, as if I was an outsider, una gringa en East LA. They would struggle to talk to me in English, and when I would speak in fluent Spanish, they would genuinely be flabbergasted. It was as if I always had to prove that I was Mexican.
Throughout my life, I've always felt like I'd never belonged. I have no community of my own. Coming to UCLA and being a black Chicana on campus caused me to question my identity, as it has been a recurring theme. It is vital for me to learn about the historical and cultural background because el pueblo que perdí su memoria perdí su destino. I have the need to educate myself. Am I black or Mexican? Why can't I be both? ¿Por qué no los dos?
In high school, everyone assumed I was of Mexican descent. Everyone switched back and forth from English to Spanish. I got so used to just feeling like I belonged, for once in my life, until one day one of my friends pointed out that I wasn't like them. She said that although I was Latina, I wouldn't have to go through the struggles she would have to face for being brown. I understood, and I agreed with her, but now I no longer felt like I was part of them. Colorism had made my community perceive me as an Ariel, as an outsider.
I use my own artwork to speak on the injustices that people of color endure, as well as to speak on my own biracial identity. I also joined Afro-Latinx Connection to UCLA to help bridge the gap between the African diaspora and the Latinx communities, working with MECHA and ASU. It is vital that we educate others about the historical erasure of the Afro-Latinx communities and biracial people. It is important that we address the terroristic tools of colonialism, slavery, and Sistema de Casas in order to shed our old snakeskin and reach conciliación.
But with my new future at UCLA, I looked forward to being a part of MECHA. But keeping in mind what my friend had said, I felt like programs like that were meant for people with a darker complexion, where they felt like they belonged. I knew my light skin disrupted the nationalistic views of what a Chicana is supposed to look like, and I didn't want to make them feel like I was taking that away from them, because that was their safe space.
We need to embrace our own identities and reject the ideas of the colonizer.
We need to break down the social constructs of what a Chicana should look like.
Soy Chicana, I am proud, and this is my identity.